I played a lot of games. I think like 10 or 11 games. Let me just 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, 11 freaking games. And you can see that I have lost a lot of games. I have won 2 and lost 9. Yeah, that's crazy. Some of them were very short because I would just scoop to my opponent, but some of them just my opponent would just draw the most custom hand imaginable, and they have everything to stop me, and I cannot do anything. Yeah, so anyway, this is the first duel. I'm gonna show you every single duel, and we're gonna analyze them and see if I did make any mistakes, or did my opponent just draw cracked. So yeah. So here in this first duel I'm going second, and my hand is decent. It's full loss, Archfiend, so yeah, it has everything. And yeah, they start with, yep, the mix. Yep, of course they have call by the one-off, by the way, the one-off. They always have one-off. And yeah, they also have the synchro overtake, which is, oh, it's not limited yet. Yeah, true. It's gonna get limited in 7th of May. But yeah, this deck is so freaking annoying, and especially because Infernity Unchained. Because of this, now they saw my hand and my top deck. So yeah, and also they have Maxi. Yeah, great. And they use the remix to make, I think, the, what are they gonna make, the RS, right? No, yeah, the RS. So yeah, they have so much. They also have the clip, because why the hell not? Make the loudness war so I cannot target the RS. Yep, they're just gonna banish one of my Yamas, use the prison. Probably shouldn't have used the prison, because I should have used the Shavara to pop the prison, and then, you know, summon the Ruha, and I will also have Shavara on the field, so I would have 3 monsters. And yeah, probably misplayed there. Maybe I should have played better there, but yeah, this is the second duel. And here I'm going first, and yeah, just look at this fucking hand. Like, how is this even possible? Like, 2 draw, Fuva, 2 barrier. Yeah, I don't know either. It's crazy to just see this hand, by the way. Yeah, luckily, at least draw, I can use this. At least that, by the way. So yeah, they cannot add anything. They start with, yeah, Mikanko. By the way, Mikanko is such an annoying deck. I have played a couple of times against them today, and yeah, I just hate them so much. And yeah, I drew Tour Guide, which is like one of the best cards I could have drawn, because it's a 1-card combo basically. It gets me to Buyo, Shavara, Mutiny. They have a draw of their own, but that's completely fine. You can just use Mutiny, go for Aerial Ether, use Ether, probably send, Shavara to set the chamber, so I can use the second Shavara, pop the chamber, summon the Shayama. Yep, go for Close Heaven. Made a little bit of a misplay here, because I was thinking that I could target any of these two. I know that I cannot target this one, but why cannot I target this one? Probably because this one also protects the Sanaki from targeting. So my plan was to make Close Heaven and target Sanaki, use both of their monsters and Close Heaven and Aerial Ether. But yeah, I cannot target them. So yeah, I use Shayama, pop one of the barriers, use Lord Yamas, make the Wayhacking Caesar, now go for Underworld Goddess. Yep, use Goddess, negate the Sanaki. Yep, and here I think I go for just Requiem, yeah, Requiem effect revealed itself, summon the, yeah, and my opponent surrenders. Yeah, that was good. That was very, very good. This is the third duel. And here I'm going first, and my hand is questionable. I think that I just passed my turn because I don't wanna discard Droll, so I just set Necromancer Callby. There is an argument that I could pop the Callby, summon the Shavara, normal summon Necromancer, go into Yama, channeling one Yama, channeling two Shavara, set the trap, but I don't wanna lose to Droll. And yeah, my opponent just uses Dimension Shifter, which is so fun. And yeah, luckily I do have Callby, so I can just banish that. Oof, I hate that card, by the way. And yeah, they played the Odeon deck, and luckily I did have Droll, so they cannot search with the field spell. They just set the Apophis trap, which is another form of disruption. But yeah, another just bad draw. Like every single time I just draw a barrier. Oh my god. By the way, I summon the second Necromancer. Yeah, go for Close Heaven. Try to target the Apophis, but yeah, that Apophis is not a effect master, so I cannot summon Underworld Goddess with it. A little bit of a misplay. And also, why did I summon the Engraver and not Lacrima is because Lacrima would have been negated to send the Engraver, while here I still have Engraver and I can just equip Requiem and bait out the Apophis, the trap that was set, which negates, and I also keep the Engraver on the field, so they use the Apophis, which is great. Yep, now go for, yeah, Yama, use Yama and Shavara. Yep, set the chamber, add the Aruha, yep. Use the chamber, they ash my chamber, which is kinda bad, because I still have played, by the way, but yeah. I'll go for, yeah, Aeroliter effects and Shayama, so yeah, I still got to Shayama either way, so that's great. Use the Aruha, summon another Shavara, yep, go for Abomination, and this was probably the biggest misplay of the day. Why did I summon the Abomination, where, which one? I think, yeah, while you control Temple of the Kings, this card and Apophis monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So none of them can be destroyed by battle and card effects, and I summoned the Abomination. Yeah, I probably should have summoned the Wake Hiking Caesar, and then use the, what's his name, the Sequence and Shavara into SP Little Knight, banish the man with the mark, so I can actually get over at least one of them. But yeah, I summoned the Abomination. Like, this is such a bad misplay, and yeah, because of this I'm gonna lose the duel, and also Abomination. I cannot pop the Temple of the Kings. I'm super freaking done by this. Yeah, and yeah, I have no interruptions, and my opponent can just do whatever, basically. Yep, summon the trap, reset the traps. Yep, use the Apophis again. Yep, reset another Apophis, so they have two negates. Pop my Abomination, at least I have, yeah, Yama to pop. Use the Abomination again. Oh my god, I don't even remember that I tried to use Abomination this many times, but yeah. Yeah, of course, my opponent just... it didn't OTK me, but yeah, this is well done, because I have no cards and they have like 20 cards, basically. So yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit of a shame scoop, but yeah. Yeah, this is the fourth duel. And here again I'm going first, and my hand is very decent actually, except Engraver of course, but I can always discard it with Apocalypse. Yeah, my opponent Ash Blossom's Tour Guide. I used the Puyo, so yeah, basically like a -1 for my opponent. Use Buyo and Yama, Ash Shavara, add Mutiny. My opponent also has Droll, which is crazy, very crazy. Still, I do have plays, but Droll actually kills me because I cannot get to Infernities, and Infernities are my main source of extenders. So yeah, I go for Summon Sorceress, summon the Shavara and another Ruha. I do make a misplay here because Aruha cannot be popped by Aruha, right? This way by, yeah, except Aruha. So yeah, that was a misplay because I should have summoned the Aruha from my hand and not Shavara, and then I would have been able to use Shavara, pop the Aruha. Will I be able? Yeah. Then Aruha would be able to summon the Shayama, and then I would be able to go for Caesar. Here I go for Engraver, and also I banish my Yama. That's my resources. Go for Sequence, use Sequence. Yep, go for Duke of Demise. Yep, use Shayama. And yeah, use Aruha, and my opponent has Nibiru as well. Like, bro. Nib Ash Draw, and I still have a way to make Wave Hacking Caesar. So I use Engraver, send the Nibiru, go for Producer, yep, use Duke of Demise to add back the Shavara. So you can see that even though I did summon the Shavara there, I didn't use Shavara effect from the hand. So that's actually kinda good, because now I can play around 3 freaking hand traps, because Duke of Demise can banish itself, add the Shavara. Now use Shavara, pop the Chamber, yep, use Chamber, summon the Shayama, and go for Wave Hacking Caesar. So here, through 3 hand traps, all of them 3 were just so freaking bad against my deck, I still managed to make Wave Hacking Caesar. And they summoned the Ashika Pillar, which adds a equip spell from their deck to their hand. And you have seen what they added. They added the Snatch Steal. Wow. And I was like contemplating whether do I let them keep the Caesar or not, and in any case I think I just lose, because yeah, they had the most custom freaking hand imaginable. They have the Mechanical Ohime and the Itali, and yeah, they also summoned the Uzuhime. This is just one of those OTK bombs, which is, yeah, 36, another 36, and it can attack directly. So yeah, I don't know what I could have done better. Yeah, I played through 3 hand traps and still lost. Yeah. And this is the 5th duel. And here I'm going second, and my hand is so freaking good. Except of course every single duel I just draw barrier, by the way, which is crazy. And yeah, my opponent plays Angry Burger deck, which is okay. And I was like, okay, let me use Fulos. This is probably a misplay on my half, because I shouldn't have used Fulos, because the Burger deck, the Nouvelles, sorry, can summon during the opponent's turn from the deck. And I know that Maxi was correct, because Maxi is just broken. But Fulos, I should have probably kept Fulos on my turn as a means to draw more cards. And yeah, here I just have a very awkward hand basically, where I go Aruha, pop the barrier, summon the Aruha. Yeah, here is the part where full loss would have been so useful, because they summon the one from the deck. Yep. And yeah, and here I summon the Buyo. They summon another one from the deck, so I would have been able to draw 2 cards from my deck. And yeah, just scoop, because I have already used my normal summon. I have used Aruha, and yeah. I don't know if I could have played that better, probably I should have. But yeah, this is the 6th duel. And I'm going second again, and I did draw full loss, which is great. And my hand isn't that bad, but Necromancer Aruha don't really work that well. And also I'm playing against Doom Z, a deck that I don't think if they ever summon from the extra deck. Actually they do from 0. Maybe I should have waited on 0 effect, so I can draw at least 1 card. And they have Ash on Tour Guide, summon the XYZ. Yep. They're gonna equip Tour Guide, use Apocalypse, send Archfiend, use Launcher. Yep, discard Necromancer. I don't know what I should have done better here, because I have used my normal summon, and I could have used Aruha, pop the Apocalypse, to have another monster on the field. Maybe that was the better play, because now I don't have enough monsters for Yama. Yeah, that's probably the misplay here. I should have used the Aruha, pop the Apocalypse, at least to have another monster. So here I would have been able to summon the Yama. But what would Yama do? Not that much. And yeah, my opponent just has like 20 pluses basically. Like, how are these decks actually super freaking broken? Even Doom Z, like Doom Z isn't that good, and it can just play around full loss like it's nothing basically. So yeah, and here you can see that I got deranked to Diamond 4. Here's the 7th duel, I think. And here I'm going first, and my hand it's okay, but not really, because I thought I have to use the full loss, normal summon Tour Guide. They use the full loss their own. I can at least mitigate the draws. Actually, I don't even give them any draws. I just, yeah, set barrier with search with Archfiend, and I'm playing against Branded, which is one of those decks that it's very impossible to stop. Like, they already have Retribution in the graveyard and sent the Branded Fusion, so they already have Branded Fusion in their grip, and also they have Albaz. Like, if they didn't have Fallen of Albaz, I would have been able to at least try to negate the barrier. Negate the Branded Fusion. But with Albaz, yeah, they would have been able to fuse off my Archfiend, and that kills off my barrier. So yeah. So yeah, they go for Albion, Lubellion, then use the Branded in red. Yep, to attack the Albaz. To fuse for Mirror Jade. Yep, they can also summon the... Yep, with Lubellion, they summon the Chaos. Yep, that's gonna pop my 2 Tour Guides. Yep, summon the Bestial Lubellion. Yep, and yeah, I have basically just the Return of the Reaper, and yeah, they summon the Guiding Quem. Yep, use the Albion, set the Retribution, and yeah, there is just no way I can win this, because yeah, Reaper and full loss, yeah, full loss, which is dead, and yeah, I just scoop. And this is the 8th duel. And again, I'm going second, and my hand is good. very good actually, because I do have full loss, but I'm playing against yeah, Magician Girls, Berry Magician Girl, Dark Magician Girl. Yep, but when I saw the K9 X-Force release, it's probably something like K9 Dark Magician, something like that. But when they searched Ties That Bind, that was actually kinda interesting. Yep, and also they have the negate. What is the name? It was Turn Silence. So yeah, they have basically spell and trap, spell negate, and also Turn Silence. Yep, summon the Buyo, summon the Lord Yama, chilling 1 Buyo, chilling 2 Yama, chilling 3 Turn Silence to negate my Yama. I still get to Mutiny, and I use Mutiny. Yeah, Silent Magician 0 does negate Mutiny, which is completely fine. I can still use the Void Apocalypse, send Shavara, set the chamber, use Aruha, pop the chamber, summon Shayama, pop the Aruha, pop the last back row, use the Aruha to summon the Shavara, use Launcher, bring back Archfiend, use Archfiend. Yep, they sent Archfiend with Shining Sarcophagus, but it's completely fine, because I can just use the Return of the Reaper to bring back Archfiend again, add Necromancer, yep, go for Close Heaven, and this time Close Heaven can resolve fully, and yeah, I go for Underworld Goddess, yep, Shayama, pops the cross out, yep, go for Way Hacking Caesar, yep, go for Requiem, Requiem tribute itself, yep, go for Lacrima effect, sending Raver, Engraver, shuffle back the Underworld Goddess, yep, Requiem, Engraver effect, send the Bear Magician Girl, and it cannot activate because it's negated, sequence effect, go for I think Duke of Demise, yeah, Duke of Demise, so I can normal summon the Necromancer, yep, Necromancer, yep, Archfiend, Launcher, go for Underworld Goddess again, yep, use Launcher, and I think, yeah, 78, and Archfiend is gonna be another 18, so yeah, an 86, just grab Barrier for, yeah, and yeah, that's game. So yeah, even this game was very challenging, but yeah, I don't know what should I do, because Infernity Unchained is just strong, but yeah, opponents' decks are even stronger. Yeah, this is the, what's this, Tentacle, and here I'm going second, and yeah, just by looking at this hand, you can see that, oh wow, I drew Droll Maxi Fool, right? Well, yeah, my opponent starts with RBs. This is probably a new deck, and yeah, they use the cross out to negate Fools. I still have Maxi. Yep, they use the E-Telly, summon from the extra deck. I draw one, I draw the Return of the Reaper, which is one of the worst draws basically. It is a good draw, don't get me wrong, but yeah, these two draws definitely are in it, and I cannot summon the Aruha. Then try to use Buyo, because they can just use the Driller to destroy my Aruha, even though Aruha would trigger, but I wouldn't be able to summon the Buyo. That was my main thing, and here, yeah, I used the Buyo. Yep, Aruha and Buyo into Lord Yama, use Buyo and Yama. They negate, I think, the Yama. Yep, and destroy the Yama, which is, yep, crazy. Still add the Mutiny. They summon the Lamb the Blade, which is a pop. No, it's a Snatch Steal. So I go for Aerilator. Yep, use Aerilator. Send the Shayama. Yep, summon the Shayama. Yep, go for a Spluto Knight. Try to banish the Brute Blues, but they have the freaking Last Stand. I didn't know that this freaking card has also the Graveyard effect. And yeah, I lost my SP Little Knight, and I have Droll and Return of the Reaper. Basically, it's just roll or I die. And I think I do die. Yeah. It has 27. Yep. This can just add back from the graveyard, summon. Yep. And yeah, this has 34. It can attack twice. And yeah. Yeah, I even lost to RB, for frick's sake, man. Like, that's super freaking depressing. But yep. And this is the last duel for today. And here I'm also going second. And yeah, I have no non-engine, I have no way to stop my opponent, and yeah, my opponent is playing some Infinite track K9, which is actually interesting. So they start with Harvester, go for the Clockwork Knight, use the Clockwork, yep, add the Knight, activate it, yep, use the what's its name, the Crab Crane, yep, summon the Road Roller, yep. And yeah, here they go for the Ripper, use Ripper, and here I was like, okay, I think I still have a chance because I have Tour Guide, Apocalypse, if I draw Shavara or Aruha or Prison, so I have so many good draws to draw, by the way, to extend through my opponent's plays. Because I think that, okay, they have Ripper, they also have the Valen. Valen is a Book of Moon, but it's so much better than the Nash Knight. Okay, and yeah, they use the extension, and yeah, this is probably the card that killed me, because bro, you're actually able to summon a Rise Heart with extension. Wow. Okay, I have to. Yeah, how is this legal, by the way? I don't understand. And by the way, just look at my draw. Yeah, the worst card basically. And yeah, they also have the Canine Force released, the Werewolf. And I just scoop because I cannot do anything basically. I cannot do anything to a Rise Heart, let alone to Werewolf and the Valen. Valen it's okay, because if you use Valen, put my monster face down, I can still use Shavara, but I can do nothing basically against the Rise Heart, and drawing Maxi for turn was just icing on the cake. So yeah, now I'm at Diamond 4, which is, yeah, I just don't know what to say, because I was at Diamond 2 days ago, and now I'm Diamond 4. Yeah, hopefully I get my luck back, because yeah, and hopefully I get to go first more often. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow is gonna get better. And yeah, that's it gonna be for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon, and goodbye.